Manual?
Yeah, just to get him
Just a manual?
in the shots.
Okay.
Just gonna go over a couple of the. We're just gonna shoot. And then
Oh,
it's gonna be
okay.
awkward to like
Cigarette?
have you not speaking. Manuel, how do you describe a freak?
How do I describe a freak? That's a person who just goes crazy all over the place. He doesn't care about anything of how he or she is, you know, like does whatever he or she pleases. Like,
What would you say is the premier night spot for New York City right now for you to play out live? Like, what would you say? Like, you know, CB's was the spot in the '70s. What's the spot right now?
the spot right now, I would say True, the club True.
What is
It's
your-
just a very happening place. Like, I don't know, it's a cool vibe. Everybody's like down to party and stuff, and
It's for Micah's.
yeah, and Formica, thanks to Formica, because he's the king of the, you know, the king of the freaks. So it would be True, and it's his party, and Abby's too, but Formica, man.
How would you describe a
Formica.
glam? How would you describe a glam god?
A glam god? A glam god. You cannot even like think it. It's just there. It's like an image. You just know when you see it, you know? Like, that's a glam god.
How would you describe a rock star?
Rockstar, let's see.
Dad.
Just someone who's like, you know, very convicted of what they're doing and very like, you know, mean when they play something, they really mean it. Like, they just have a presence to them, you know, like, I don't know.
Are you able to support yourself in the band Daddy?
Am I what?
Are you able to financially support yourself?
Yes. Yes.
You are?
Yes.
You don't have another
Well,
job?
because I have a job, you know, I work
Well,
at
that's the question I'm getting at. Are you able to support yourself
just with Daddy? No. You can't support just yourself. It's just the one band. Like,
What is it? What else is it that you do?
that's it. Just, you
No,
know.
other than performing in Daddy, what is it? You
Oh,
do
I work at a rehearsal studio, Funkadelic Studios, which is, and a recording studio. I have a recording studio and a rehearsal studio. And Daddy gets to play for free, so you know you won't have to worry about paying because I work there. So it's not, you know, great paying job, but we have free studio time, so
And
that makes it cool.
Where are you originally from?
Originally, New York,
What part of New York?
the Bronx. I grew up in the Bronx. Well, no, actually, I was born in Queens, and then I moved to the Bronx, and then I grew up in the Bronx. Then I'm living now in the city.
And what is your favorite thing about Manhattan?
Favorite thing about Manhattan? It's just the buildings.
The buildings again.
Yes, the buildings. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the beauty.
If you could legalize anything here in New York, what would it be?
If I could what?
If you could legalize.
Legalize?
If anything was illegal in New York, what would you want to change?
Pot. Legalize pot. Oh, drinking's already legalized. And prostitution, definitely. Legalize prostitution.
What's a law that we do have in New York that you think is a good one?
A good law in New York. I don't know. Like alcohol, I guess. It's a good law. I mean, I don't know.
Which law? What's the alcohol law?
Like you're able to drink without like, you know,
Without what?
without able to drink without like, you know, like being illegal, like pot, let's say. Like, yeah, you don't have to sneak around drinking. You can drink whenever you want. And it's cool. I mean, it's bad in a way too, because, you know, like drinking and driving is bad. You don't want to like kill people like doing that, or even destroy yourself. You could kill yourself, you know, like drinking too much. It can be bad, but you know, in moderation, it's cool. I think it's helpful. You know, it opens you up more.
If there was someone
If you-
coming to New York from another state or another country to perform in a rock band, to do what you're doing, what advice would you give them?
Just to rock on.
do you think Daddy would work outside of New York City?
Definitely.
Why
Yes.
is that?
Because I think outside New York City, it's more. It's like New York has everything here. I think, like it has a lot of things in New York that a lot of places don't have, and so there's a lot of bands here. So in other states, it's like it's not that much things going on. So it would be more happening, you know, to see a band, like especially a good band, like play or like something new or creative. It would be like, you know, give good response.
And what would you say is the most difficult thing about performing in Daddy? It's the hardest part.
The hardest part? I guess writing songs. Believe it or not. I mean, you just gotta put time into it and just write and write, and you get better at it. And just put the time in, and don't give up. And
How would you describe Matt and Laurel?
Matt and Laurel, very interesting characters. I would say the most interesting I've yet seen.
How would you describe Daddy?
Daddy, I don't know, can't describe it. You have to just come down and see it for yourself.
One word.
Undescribable. Undescribable.
No, you have. There must be some way
One
to
word.
describe
One
Daddy.
word. Let's see. Bizarre. There you go. Very bizarre.
What do you think of Laurel's poetry?
It's awesome. It's great. I love Laura's poetry. Like, yes.
Do you think the fans of the band enjoy Laurel's poetry? Do they understand it? Do they come to see it?
I don't know if they understand. I know that they're here to see her because of her sexy looks and whatever. But maybe, I don't know, maybe some people see it, but I'm not sure if they're coming to see the poetry yet. Anyway, yet. Maybe they are. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. It's just a guess.
Matt and Laurel, you want to join and shake with us?
That was great, Amanda. That was beautiful
Hi,
interview.
second invitation.
Best interview I
Next
ever.
I'll ask you all. If you could describe your music, the band Daddy, in one word, what would it be?
It's your turn. I spoke already.
Oh, if I were to describe the band Daddy in one word, it would be heavy.
Bizarre.
Deep and sexy.
That's 2 words.
What do you think is going to make Daddy stand out?
We have the best tunes, man. We write beautiful original songs that rock.
And Laurel. Laurel stands out very much in the band Daddy.
Laurel's a gay man trapped in a woman's body.
Thank you.
How long have you been performing as Daddy?
All together?
Yes.
About a year, right?
Yeah.
Just
I'd
about
say,
1 year we've been together.
So would you say you're relatively new here on the New York music scene?
Yes.
Is that difficult? Is that easy? How is it getting established?
Well, it's got advantages because people are like, wow, new shit, because there's a lot of shit that's been around and around, So that's an advantage. But of course, it's like anything, I haven't, for example, Guy of the Toilet Boys, he's been in the scene in all these clubs for, and all the guys in the Toilet Boys for so long that they really have a huge, much bigger established base of
But it's
humans.
so hard to really rock people in New York that if you can rock New York, I feel like you can go elsewhere and it'll be like cake to you. Because I think it's really hard to pay your dues in New York. It takes a long time and you have to do a lot of work, play a lot of shows, and learn to get people moving. And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Start spreading the news!
Would you advise a new band to come to New York to start working? Start doing their act here?
Start their thing in New York?
Would you recommend someone from out of state to come here? It's a good
Yeah.
place to do it.
Oh, yeah, I
Nah.
would. What?
Because it's so hard to get people down to see you. It's not it's a great city and everything, but I don't know if it's to start.
But if you can take it here and you can take the audience and the crowds and
Yeah.
and everybody's criticisms and shit, you can fucking leave dust. What's that expression? Fucking kick dust.
But if there's no crowd, you can't. There's no one to kick.
And then you're just kicking yourself, baby.
Ready to wrap?
Okay.
Okay.